Hello, beautiful souls. It is Marcy here. And I just got off a coaching call with one of my beautiful coaching clients. And it was a really, really valuable conversation that we had. And I wanted to extend that conversation here and share it with you. So, my topic today, or my question today to you is, are you rushing through life? So, this talk is for you. This conversation is for you. If you are really going so quickly through life that you really are not experiencing moments of joy, do you feel like you're rushed and busy all the time and addicted to doing and addicted to your to-do list? Do you feel like you're constantly spinning in your head, possibly that's creating anxiety, worry, overwhelm? Do you feel disconnected and distracted? So if any of those resonate with you, I really, really want you to be a part of this conversation. So let me know in the comments if any of those that I just mentioned are showing up for you in your life. So there's three things that I want to talk to you about today. And then I'm going to give you one really important idea, concept, practice that you can begin today that will help you get out of your head and really into the present moment and really living a heart-centered life. So the first concept that I want to share with you is to understand that life is a reflection. So if you can think of all the things showing up in your outer world as a reflection or like a mirror to what's going on in your inner world, it will help you better understand how you can support yourself and navigate what is actually showing up for you. So if you are feeling unsupported, if you are feeling disconnected, for example, you want to look at, how am I disconnecting from myself? Or how am I not supporting myself? And in some cases, it might be that you're giving, doing for everyone else and everything else, and you're leaving no time for yourself. Or you have that little niggling saying, meditation practice would really be good for you in the morning, or a yoga practice would really be good for you in the morning. But instead, you're reaching for your phone to get your dopamine fix, or maybe it's a distraction or a coping mechanism that's keeping you from dealing with whatever's keeping you disconnected and feeling unsupported and all the things. So it's like, whatever is missing from your life, you want to actually ask yourself, am I willing to be that for myself first? Because from my point of view and from my own personal experience, the quality of the relationship that I cultivate with myself will then determine the quality of my relationship with everyone and everything else in my life experience. So it always begins with you. Am I willing to be that for myself? And then from that space, when you can actually start showing up for yourself and maybe starting that meditation practice before you pick up the phone in the morning, or start that yoga practice, right? Or do things that help you really support and nurture you. When you be that for yourself, and actually, I'll share with you too, for my client, what she was actually wanting to invite into her life is more vulnerability and intimacy. Well, are you willing to be vulnerable with yourself? Are you willing to be intimate with yourself? Because when you choose that for you, then you can actually start inviting that into your life and with other people. But you have to be it for yourself first. So that is the first concept I want to introduce with you today, that life is a reflection. Now, number two is, being in your head is a pattern of protection. Being in your head is an awareness. And being in your head is just like when you're constantly thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, spinning, right? And just like so much going on up here. That is just what I mean by being in your head. It can be, for myself and for a lot of my clients, a pattern of protection that was formed early on in childhood, where there was an environment where maybe the parents or the caregivers were emotionally dysregulated. Maybe there was a lot of chaos and trauma, or you felt like it wasn't safe for you to be seen and heard. Maybe you felt like you had to walk on eggshells because there was like happiness one moment, but you never knew when shit was going to hit the fan and it would turn into total chaos. Maybe your parents or caretakers were emotionally unavailable to you because they were dealing with their own stuff and they were in their own head and they were disconnected from themselves. So they didn't know how to be that for themselves. Therefore, they didn't know how to be that for you. Maybe you had to, felt like a young age, that you had to become an emotional caregiver or caretaker for your parents who are struggling with their own inner battles. Maybe it was too painful to feel, or maybe it didn't feel safe to have big emotions, so you just shut them all down. In all of those cases, right, or where we felt like we had to be a people pleaser to get our needs met, in all of those instances where you didn't feel safe to stay connected to yourself. So you had to disconnect and go outside of yourself to look after others, or as a pattern of protection. It's a survival mechanism that was created very early on. So if you spend a lot of time in your head and feel very disconnected and distracted, it's just your survival pattern at play as a means to keep you safe. Now, does that mean that it's contributing to your life? Like that's all, like a lot of those survival patterns that were formulated in our youth that we're still functioning from today. What once served us may actually not be serving us anymore. And so that's something that we really want to start looking at is, why am I disconnected? Why am I distracting myself as a coping mechanism? Why am I not willing to be emotionally available and present with myself? What is asking to be acknowledged and healed within me so that I can actually get out of my head and live more fully from my heart? So that is the second concept that I want to talk about with you today is like, are you functioning in your head as a pattern of protection, as a survival mechanism? And then thirdly is the importance of getting out of your head and living a heart-centered life. Why is that so important? Why is doing the inner work and healing and learning to become more emotionally regulated and really tapping into the energy of our heart so valuable? Well, if you are disconnected from your feelings, a lot of times we'll disconnect as a safety mechanism because it's too painful to feel, right? It's too painful to feel sadness. It's too painful to feel grief. So we emotionally shut down. However, if you're shut down from feeling sadness and grief and whatever else you might be shutting down from feeling, you're also shutting yourself down from feeling what true joy feels like, what true intimacy, vulnerability, and happiness feels like. You also, our hopes and dreams are connected to our heart space, our inner knowing, like this deep inner knowing. It's my point of view that our thinking brain can only take us so far because our thinking brain has to pull from past memories as its point of reference. So trying to create your future with your thinking brain will only take you so far. It's a very limited way of creating your life from because it can only pull from the past. From your heart space, in my point of view, our heart actually, and there's scientific studies on this too, and I've been doing lots of research with the Heart Math Institute. Our heart is 60 times more powerful than our thinking brain, and our heart actually has a mind of its own. Our heart has this electromagnetic field that expands way beyond our physical body. And our heart is connected to higher consciousness, to the all-knowing of the universe. So when we are connected to our heart space, we are connected to all the intricacies and all the deeper connections within the entire cosmos of the universe. That is why it's so important to be connected from your heart and live a heart-centered life. So that is the third very important concept that I wanted to share with you today. So out of those three, which one resonates with you? We had life as a reflection, and whatever is missing from your life, are you willing to be that for yourself? Number two, being in your head is a pattern of protection and a survival mechanism. And number three, understanding the importance of getting out of your head and living a heart-centered life. Which one really resonated with you? Which concept was the one that really pinged you to pay attention to? Let me know in the comments below. Now, at the end of the conversation with my client, after we were, chatting about all these different things, the word savoring popped into my awareness, and it just landed with this juicy, vibrant energy. And I was like, "Ooh, I need to pay attention to that." And I shared that with my client, and it really continued on this really beautiful conversation about savoring and how learning to practice savoring can bring us into the present moment. And it will contribute to helping us slow down so we can actually be more present and enjoy life rather than just letting life pass you by and rushing through everything. So I want to spend the last few minutes of this conversation talking to you about the benefits of savoring and inviting you into the possibility of practicing savoring in your life too, just like me and my client are. So, what is the definition of savoring? In psychology, the definition of savoring is intentionally focusing your attention on the positive aspects of an experience, noticing the sensations, perceptions, emotions, actions, and thoughts linked to the experience. So that is the definition of savoring. I was looking at an article in Psychology Today, and the title of the article was How Savoring Will Help Save You from Missing Out. And these are some of the things that they said savoring will benefit, how it will benefit your life. So savoring will increase happiness. It cultivates positive emotions. It brings you into the present moment. It optimizes health and well-being. It strengthens relationships. It improves mental and physical health, and increased creativity in finding solutions to our perceived problems. Wow. Who would have thought that savoring could contribute so many benefits into our lives? So the last thing I want to share with you here is just some ways in this article that they share that we can start savoring today. So the first thing, the strategies they talk about to help you savor is share your experience. So calling attention to an experience as it's happening is an invitation to others to participate in it with you, making it an opportunity to savor, increase connection, and deepen relationships. So it goes on to say in the article, during a recent yoga class, my teacher suggested that we savor the sweetness of our breath. Her advice propelled me to close my eyes and focus on the warm feeling of my breath as it moved in and out of my body, while knowing that the other yogis were savoring the same sweetness. So even just, yeah, stopping in the moment and just savoring your breath. It just one inhale comes in and then the exhale follows. There's nothing that we have to do. Just be present with it. And we're alive. When we're breathing, it means that we're alive. And so savor the moment of your breath. Okay, so that is just one tip. So share your experience. Strategy number 2 is to express gratitude. When you feel and express thanks, you're recognizing an appreciation of someone or something that's positive. Pausing to reflect on your good fortune in a particular moment is a form of savoring, as it increases your enjoyment of the good things in life. So it gives an example. Send a text expressing your appreciation for someone, or hug someone you love and notice the positive feelings in that moment. Strategy number 3, and I hope you're paying attention to which one really stands out to you so you can begin savoring today. So strategy number 3 is shout it out. So laugh out loud, jump up and down, and shout for joy when something good happens to you. Those who openly share their positive feelings tend to feel extra good, as it offers the mind evidence that a positive experience has happened. So how often do we keep our celebrations to ourselves? And how often do we even just let moments pass us by without even stopping to celebrate? So what if we started celebrating more, and how savoring celebration could increase our level of happiness and presence? All right, number 4. Actually, why don't you share in the comments, what is something you would like to celebrate and shout out with me right now? I want to shout out that I am so excited about this practice of savoring. So if you're excited with me too, comment savoring down below. I'm so excited about this practice. All right, now on to number 4. Give yourself permission to be magnificent. It says that one of my teachers explains that we focus on our flaws and forget about all the ways in which we are magnificent. Don't take for granted your own success and accomplishments. Give yourself a hug and savor the feeling of completing a job well done. Are you doing it with me? Give yourself a hug. Savor this moment with me. Okay, number 5, be mindful. The definition of mindfulness is an awareness of an experience as it's unfolding in the present moment. When savoring, you are fully absorbed in the present moment, focusing on the sensations of the experience without distractions, such as comparing the moment to another. Mindfulness can increase savoring during any type of positive experience. As you bite into a strawberry, for example, notice its texture, its shape, its flavor. The focused awareness will help you savor the taste just a bit longer. So one of the practices of savoring that I'm going to start doing is in the morning, my very first cup of coffee, I'm going to sit and savor it without being distracted by my phone or distracted by my book or distracted by anything else. I'm just going to sit and savor the few sips of coffee and savor the present moment and the quietness around me, and express gratitude for the moment, and just see how that actually cultivates more present moment throughout my day, how that energy of gratitude and aliveness and being in the present moment really contributes more about that throughout my day. So that's something that I am really excited to start trying tomorrow morning. Okay, so there's 2 more left. And number 6 is build memories. Taking a mental photo of an experience can provide you with a tool you can pull out later, perhaps at a time when you could use a boost of positivity. Pause for a moment to focus your awareness on the specific things you want to recall later and how they make you feel, such as the softness of your child's hand as it grasps yours, the sound of a friend's laugh, or the smell of fresh flowers. How about the crisp smell of fall out in the air? just savoring those moments, taking a mental picture, and then being able to relive that moment of savoring in any time when you just want to drop in to the present moment and into your heart to practice savoring. So that's the sixth one. And now number 7, last one, is write it down. Reflecting on a positive experience in detail can offer you a chance to savor that moment again. Try writing about a positive experience in a journal, noting as many specifics as you can. What was happening? What did you notice? How did you feel? Deliberately remembering the details can evoke the sensation that you savored earlier. Okay, so I'm just going to go through each of these one more time really quickly. Notice which one stands out to you. Comment it down below and let me know how you're going to actually start bringing that practice of savoring into your life. So strategies to help you savor, so we can recall them: share your experience, express gratitude, shout it out, give yourself permission to be magnificent, be mindful, build memories, and write it down. Wow, guys, I am so excited for this. I've been in my head too lately, and this has been something that a lot of my clients have been experiencing, and I've been experiencing. So I know it's something that I'm really present with right now, and how we can just practice living a heart-centered life, being more present in the moment, really being in that energy of appreciation and gratitude and joy, and to really savor the moments so life doesn't pass us by. And so we're not just rushing through life without any joy. So let me know if you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and share this with a friend, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video. I love you. I am so grateful for you. And I hope you take a moment to savor today. Until next time, bye for now.